Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome
we are
back.
here. Are you ready? The time is nigh.
Movie
score.
is nigh.
The time is nigh.
I love it.
We talked movie scores last time, which was a fun topic. We had a lot of good stuff. Like we had more people comment after the video on TikTok, saying some of their favorites. So that was cool too. So
I'm glad they all agreed with me. I love that.
I'm glad they all that I've had robots delete every comment they disagreed. But
all my burner accounts worked.
It's like James 1, James 2, James 3. James. I'm like, what are all these James commenting for?
Calm down, Katie.
Oh, no, what happened?
Kevin Durant over here.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, the rainbow of
Old
comments.
snake eyes myself.
But it's fun when we get viewer engagement because it's on some of those. There's sometimes I'll post those where like no one will say anything, and then other ones I'll post where it's like, hey, let me know this.
Yeah.
And, like,
Right.
So
30 comments happen.
Early the guys watching, if you comment on all these discussions, we're gonna shout.
We'll
shout
shout
you
you
out.
out.
Yeah.
We'll give you some shouts.
Get a good point out. Get a good discussion. We'll shout you out for
now,
sure.
unfortunately, I say that, and this week I didn't get to post one about this one.
It's all right.
But
It's all right.
I had a busy.
But, all right. So look out for that on social medias.
I'll post it.
After
That'd be
this.
fun. I'll post it tonight, and we'll do a shout out next time. That'll be fun. Follow up shout out. So, boys, who wants to go first?
All right. So
And
top.
before we do that, I want to do the poll this time because I want a crowned winner.
Yes.
All right. Out of the three of us,
Because we're gonna each nominate our best.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do, guys. So we're gonna be giving all of our best video game soundtracks. We'll go 1, 2, and 3, and then we will, at the end of it, argue and say whose is definitively the best.
Yes.
And we'll leave it up to you guys, viewers.
Ladies and gentlemen, just remember I run the social medias, so if you vote against me, I'm deleting it.
All right, Mr. Hindmite. Then how about you go
I'll
first?
go
Then?
Okay, so I wanted mine to tell a story, right?
Okay.
I wanted to bring it full circle as who I used to be and who I am currently, right?
Okay.
All right.
I like that.
But it's very hard. Like the movie one for me was easier because like movies, the music can play so much of the emotion into the movie that if you take it out, you're like, this movie's hitting different. Like, with the video games, like I don't play. There's so many games out there,
Right?
And I'm like, and sometimes there's some games where the story's so good and what you're doing is so intense that you're like, you don't really focus on the music that much. So I wanted to try to find the.
I already don't like that.
Yeah. So like I did. So I think I said 5, but I did 6. But one of them I'll just throw out because it's newer.
I did 6 as well.
So I'll start out, and there's no particular order. I just went, whatever. So the one I have written down first is Stray.
Oh, the cat
When he
game?
plays the
All
cat.
right.
Now,
Is that your throw? Is that
that's
your throw?
kind of that's my like.
Okay.
I'm just putting it out there because it's like in my list, but I'm not gonna be. I could have taken it out.
Okay.
I put it in there because like, have y'all played it?
No.
Yeah,
I've
have
seen it.
I did. Yeah, I didn't.
Dude,
I didn't get it, but yeah.
It's fun, dude.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's like a little 3 hours.
It's dystopian. Like you're this cat where you're just like in this. There's like robot people and like it's like this dark dystopian world, right? So I won a contest last year when I was doing C3V.
Okay.
I won a contest. This dude had a promotion package that he was able to give away in a contest, and I won. So I won the PS5 version of Stray, and then a record of the music.
Oh wow.
And the music is great.
I feel a little biased from this promotion.
It's So guys,
the
brought
guy
to you by
slipped me
Stray.
100.
Yeah.
Somehow he made my list.
No, but the game is fun. 2, obviously you're a cat, so there's no talking. Like there's a little robot that has some dialogue you can read and stuff.
Because it's a puzzle game, right?
Yeah. You're walking around. You're in this dark, underworld, and like you're grimy. You have these little things chasing after you. But the music makes it like it's very kind of Daft Punky.
Yeah.
It's dystopian music. It's very like you can dance in 1 second, but when something crazy's happening, it's real distorted.
Right.
Like it's really cool. Like it's one of those like, is it the best? No. But considering that it's a game that shouldn't be as good as it is about a cat, like. And it's not like Cat Simulator where you're just licking your ass all day. Like it's an actual playable, story-based. You have to figure out this mystery going on. But you're a cat doing it, but the music makes it 100%. So, if at the very least, download the soundtrack and you'll get a perfect fit of what this game is if you haven't played it. So, next, right? GTA Vice City.
Ah,
so I knew I was going to put a GTA game on there, but I love the soundtrack to Vice City so much because like it's 80s, and I just love like you beat up a dude's kneecaps, you jump in the car, and you got like never gonna give you up. Like, so you're driving through, and then you're like, you know what? I don't like this song. Triangle, new song plays, and you're like, all right, I'm vibing now, baby. So like I remember being like 11, thrown through Vice City so much.
And all of like the random like radio personalities that they have on there.
Ladies and gentlemen, a guy was shot in the click, and you're like, give you up, never gonna,
Is your girlfriend bothering you? Jump her off the roof.
Yeah. So now, I found some of the songs. I'll make the argument for a couple of these songs later. Okay. The next one is Halo 3. So
interesting.
I knew
number 3.
And because Halo 3 not only story wise, because it's more about the soundtrack versus the game. but the music perfectly wraps up the game as well. Like it has the songs you love, but
it's
then
very
like
epic, and
it
then
goes with the story. Like if I were to put in that sound, just go on YouTube or whatever and play the soundtrack, you're following the game with that music and the way it ends and everything. Like, well, it was supposed to end, and they did 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 13. So so Halo 3. The next one, Last of Us, of course.
Yeah,
I had to put Last of Us.
That's good.
Okay.
Because just the music alone for like that beginning bit with his daughter, and then like just everything else that goes on, like that background music and everything you listen to is so good. Like if I'm not, I need to look it up. I'm not mistaken. Is it Ludwig who does Last of Us?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Composer. Damn it. Sorry guys. I had it and
because
oh no, it's Gustavo.
Gustavo, yeah.
Yeah. So like he just does such a good
name.
Yeah, Gustavo.
Yeah.
Like it's did a very good job. Last of Us, again, it's not necessarily about the gameplay, but like it goes with it so well.
Sure.
That you could put it on and you can know what scene you're at. Like if the music can tell a story also, I'm fully in. Now the next two are going to be kind of thrown out there. So SmackDown versus Raw 2006. Bro, it has like.
I do know the game.
You know what I'm talking about?
Actually,
Like,
it is the only wrestling game I put time into.
Nice.
Not
because it came with the PS2 that I had.
Yep.
Dude, and not NBA, not this new 2K version WWE.
No.
Yeah.
The strictly
This is
the
SmackDown
SmackDown versus Raw series,
Yes.
like 06, 7,
Yep.
8, 9, had some of the best soundtracks.
Had a great
Like,
soundtrack.
06 had one of the best
Yeah.
soundtracks, dude. It was rocking out to 2006 SmackDown versus Raw.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I do think it's very funny that
dude,
you included it, but
Look what I'm
know-
wearing
Yeah,
right
but
now.
for
I
sure,
have to,
for
dude.
sure.
I had to. Because I'm painting a full picture.
Yep.
Because if it was 2006, because typically like that year would be like the year before that actual year. So like 06
Right.
came out in 05.
Yep.
So I was probably like 13, 14. So I remember getting that being like, this soundtrack's great.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I still have that because like I collect games, but I still
Yep.
have that one that I had from years ago. And I'm like, every now and then you dust stuff and you want to listen to just,
Yep.
I don't even play the game. I just put
Yep.
it in there. I'm like, I just want to hear
It's
this.
just you and me.
Yeah. And then this one was another one which, you know, we've talked about this game a lot. Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yes.
The first one.
Yes.
So,
Classic.
2 and 3 have some great music. Like when that trailer for the third one came out, I
Yep.
was like, bro, that music.
Yep.
But I know they changed
first one
some
is
of
the
music.
most
Yeah,
iconic,
it's
for sure.
iconic as hell.
I mean, just the opening of
Yeah.
what is it, Goldfinger?
Yeah.
For Superman.
Yep. Like I had again Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I
Yep.
know a lot of people were mad because they changed some of the songs. I think for the
I think for
remaster.
licensing they
Yeah.
had to for some.
But
of
I
it.
remember you put in the Nintendo 64, you
Yeah.
throw it in there, and you were like, you're
Yeah.
jamming. Like
Oh,
you're just
yeah.
doing like barely playing the actual game to do like
Yep.
they get the tapes and stuff.
Yep.
You're just like
Yep.
zooming around.
Spell and skate.
Yeah.
Yep.
skate. So yeah, guys. So that is my list. Now, we can get into details of them later.
Sure.
Yep.
Details, but
Okay.
I try to give a little bit of backstory on some of those. So
All right, sounds good.
beat that.
Interesting. we went quite the different direction.
I'm sure we did. Because like a couple of those, I was like, I'm putting it. I don't give a shit.
All right, let's go. All right.
All right.
All right,
We went a different
let's
direction.
hear
I'll
you.
go second. All right. So I have honorable mentions, and this is relevant. I put GTA as an honorable mention
Okay.
because as much as I love the music of almost all of them that I've played,
They're so different.
Yep.
it's different to me because it's like I really do just feel like I'm listening to the radio when I'm in the car.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Which is great, but like the music doesn't play a part in any of the other parts of it to me. Now, that being said, there is heist music and stuff, but it's like, yeah. So I have it as honorable mention. I have my second honorable mention, Portal.
Yep, that's
Okay.
good.
See,
I thought it
Portal
was
was good,
great.
too.
It almost made my list.
It's very subdued.
Well, and Portal, I remember we talked about it before. Like,
Yeah.
I like it. I can't remember it. You know, like I was trying to think.
That's
I was trying to
exactly the
remember it. I was
problem I
like,
have.
I remember loving it and just can't remember
Yes. All right, so into the actual top, I did 6 as well. Another narrative game, but I think that it was just so iconic. Borderlands 1.
See, I
Love the
didn't play
music.
Borderlands.
Love the music.
Yeah.
What was that song? My Caged Elephant.
Yep.
Ain't No Rest for the Wicked.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Great trailer.
Ain't
Really
no
good music
rest for
for the
the
rest of it.
wicked.
Yeah.
But that one song was like the big one.
Yeah.
Going from Borderlands, I'm going to another narrative, which I don't play a lot of narrative games. God of War.
Yes.
The-
Yep.
Is it Ragnarok? The one that just
It's
The
very
re-
close-
the recent one, yeah,
very close
Ragnarok,
with
yeah.
Ragnarok.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
there. Very close.
So that one I thought was really good. Another narrative. I have a theme. theme.
See
I
this,
just
yeah.
realized this. BioShock Infinite.
Oh yeah, BioShock is great.
Now, was that on PS3?
Yeah, it was like PS3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah.
So
It was
yeah,
also on
yeah,
Steam
yeah.
as well. So,
It was on
yeah.
Steam, but
Yeah,
I'm
it was
talking
all
era.
really-
Era. That was
yes.
on the
yeah.
threes.
Yes.
The 360,
The
the 3.
Yes.
The three.
It was just so good.
Yes.
And it really made, that creepy, like, I don't know.
BioShock as a whole does that, but then
Yes.
there was Infinite does
Infinite
a
was
really,
so
really good job.
And I was scared. I was scared as a,
Yeah.
Because it's like
whatever-year-old.
at first it's like it's very happy.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
got that
but then,
creepy, happy
yeah.
music.
Because it makes it feel
It's
like
so
you're in this,
nice
like,
Yeah.
here.
kind of like what Fallout
right?
did, where it's
right?
like you're
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
So number 3, I've also got Tony Hawk.
Yep.
Let's go.
Now, I went with the original.
Yeah.
Tony Hawk 1, because
Yep.
it's just so good.
So iconic.
You just can't get away
No.
from skating in that hangar with
Because
Yeah.
all of
God.
us at some point have that memory of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
playing it
The
with
mindless
the music.
hours. Yeah.
Listening, like when you close the thing on like the PS1,
Yeah.
like the little top, and then that music would kick up on the
Yeah.
it was so
I'm
good.
saying.
And then you and your buddies playing. Yep.
Now I went Halo, but I did not go 3. I went original Combat Evolved
All right.
I get to.
because
Yep.
when you're just walking through and little me was just in like heaven.
Yep.
With the
Yep.
Oz.
Yeah.
Then I take a left turn for my number 1.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
This is where we're going left.
So this is your
I think
all-time?
soundtrack for music. I think this is the one that's most memorable to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go the Minecraft soundtrack
Ah, interesting.
because I can get lost in
I
Minecraft.
can get right behind you on that one.
I've listened
Yeah.
to Minecraft much longer than I've played Minecraft.
Yep.
Interesting.
Because I mean, studying, working.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, I've put
Oh,
the thing
yeah.
on. It is good music. Like if you need that like
Yep.
ambiance style music,
Yep.
it's good music. And then it gets even better when you're in the game.
Yes.
You're in the game,
Yep.
and the things are spawning. I don't remember what
And
it's
especially
called.
if you're
The intermittent
if you're
stuff.
zoning out.
Yeah,
to
you're
it.
like yeah, I live in this cave.
Yeah.
I am cave, and then
Yeah.
I am cave.
I am cave.
Yeah.
But the music is going.
Come out. What year is it?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, come on, just
So
looking
to
like
me,
Bob.
Minecraft number 1. Even
All
though
right,
that is
all
a
right.
hard left
That's-
turn from my other 5.
That is a bold turn.
That is
That's
a
a bold
it's
turn.
a left.
I
It's
like
a left.
that.
Since that's your number 1, do you want me to say what?
Yeah.
Was
mine-
did we not do number 1s? Minecraft
Yeah.
is not.
Well, no,
my
I
number
just.
one.
No,
Oh, that's
oh,
it's fine.
no, no.
You know it is.
I just did it. I just did mine all over the place. So I
You
didn't
went
know-
all over. Oh, you didn't
I
specify.
didn't go in specific order. So do you want me to real quick say?
Yeah.
it?
What
Sure, what was yours?
So my number 1 is Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Okay.
Oh, it's a great choice.
It was between the two, but
It's a great choice.
I'm going Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
All right. I like that.
Okay.
All right. So my number 1, I got a little bit. I got a mix, I guess.
Okay.
Couldn't get
So,
any worse
but
than
I
SmackDown versus Raw.
no, but I think it's a mix, and then I took a couple different turns in what you guys did
Okay.
as
do it.
well. So my honorable mentions here, since you guys had a couple, I thought of a couple. Minecraft was actually my honorable mention because, and we can go more into this later because it's one of those.
Soundtrack now, 'cause
It's
I don't
because
know.
it's all ambiance. I
You
love
have to.
I love the ambiance
Ambiance.
of it, but because nothing really stands out to me, I didn't want
Right.
to put it higher
Right.
on my personal list. But
Sure.
it's like it is that whole encompassing just
Oh,
ambiance
yeah.
to everything. My second honorable mention is actually it's Tony Hawk, Underground.
He was an underground guy. I'm an American
No, because
Wasteland guy.
don't get me wrong, I
See,
played
that's
the
when I started to fall off.
because
of
yeah,
those.
so I played
Yeah.
the absolute crap out of 1 and 2.
You're old.
No, you're young.
You're young.
Let it be
Yeah,
known.
yeah. First
Chase
off-
and I are closer in age than
First
this
of all,
guy.
when you first learned how to wipe your own butt cheek, I was playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
probably
Okay,
were.
boy.
Yeah.
You probably were.
So 2 was gonna be on my list because
Yeah.
I played that one the most. However, funny enough, we weren't allowed to play it with the music on when we were at
Oh,
other
that's
people.
interesting.
When I was at a buddy's house,
Right.
because his parents wouldn't allow that kind of rock devil
That-
music
Yeah,
going on.
that
Devil
devil
music.
music.
Yeah.
You play
so
it backwards.
I didn't actually listen to it as much until I got Tony Hawk Underground. And so Tony Hawk Underground, I listened so much to.
It's
'cause
so
I-
good.
It's so good. Oh yeah.
That soundtrack.
Yeah, because it's so
Every
like
soundtrack on the
because
Tony
that
Hawk.
They
one
did a good job
you
on
have
all
your
of them.
you have your mix of like some rap, you
Yes.
have your rock, you have everything.
I will say
between,
Underground
yeah.
did have the best mix of genres.
Yes,
For sure.
Yes, and so that's why it's like my honorable because
Yeah.
it's like as it's got a whole hodgepodge of
Oh,
different
yeah.
things, and I loved it.
Yep.
And so, all right, my next ones I broke into 2 different ones.
Okay.
My easy pick is, and then versus my nostalgia pick. So
Interesting.
My easy pick, Halo 3. because it's just like
Y'all both went 3.
Yeah.
It's a perfect
I think
combination.
the problem is I played 3 so much later.
That's what, yeah.
See, like 3 was the one where like we were staying up at like sleepovers playing it. A buddy of mine, him and another buddy did the co-op, pulled an all-nighter to play the whole co-op. And so there's nothing that hits more than at 3 in the morning. You get that last ride on the Warthog, and then just going off, and you're like sleep deprived. Final hurrah!
Because it's a pinnacle of like how you feel versus how what's happening in the game.
Exactly.
The music's also extremely epic, and you're like,
So just same thing, all encompassing.
100%.
It's epic from start to finish. It's so good.
The Halo. I mean, guys,
Yeah.
we have a embarrassment of riches among us.
On this one, absolutely, yeah.
So this one is where things start. This is still an easy pick for me, but it takes a little bit of a turn the way you guys went. Mario 64.
I wondered if I was going to pick a Mario.
Yeah. And see that one kind of like Minecraft, where it's a whole vibe, but the whole world is very different, distinct, you know, vibes of songs, and each one of them are as iconic as the next.
Okay.
And then not to mention all the sound effects. You get your star, you get your invincibility,
Yeah, I thought about
you get
the
your
Mario
Bowser level. You know, all of those are very different types of themes, but all of them just. It's the combination of nostalgia and iconic at that point.
Okay, I can see that. I thought about it. I didn't
I thought about a Mario.
And so here are my nostalgia picks, which I still rank above the easy picks.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts.
I
don't know if you guys. I don't know.
This crossed my mind.
I don't know if you guys ever played Kingdom Hearts.
Because the soundtrack was great. The game was fantastic.
Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 were amazing. One, honestly, both of them I could put on that list.
Yeah,
so.
both of them you could.
See,
they were just
Kingdom Hearts is amazing game. The only thing I think of when I think of the music is that first one. That simple and clean is the way like that's the only.
And so you have two different reactions. The ones who go, it's just a cheesy little song, and then the ones that go like it hits you in the heart.
Oh.
Like right
As
where.
many times I looked that on YouTube because I couldn't find the song.
Yeah.
As a kid, I'm like, simple and clean trailer.
But so and so because like every world has its own unique. It's Disney-fied, but it's also like because it's Japanese, Square Enix. It's anime. It's like it's very anime-ified, if that's even a word.
That's a great pick because you have so many different worlds in there.
And some of them are very like calm and soothing, and then all of a sudden you get into a battle and some epic theme. And then so my next nostalgia pick is Sonic Adventure. For the old Sega Dreamcast.
Interesting.
Really digging deep.
Wow.
Digging deep into the annals here. Yep.
You're making here's the thing that I like about our list so far is like I'm having to really think.
Yeah.
Because there's some of those where I'm like Sonic I love, but I'm trying to think about the music.
I don't know that I ever played Sonic Adventure. I've seen people play it. Yeah. But I don't know that I ever played it. Yeah. Because that was on.
You may have remembered Sonic Adventure 2. The opening song, rolling around at the speed of sound, got nowhere to go, gotta find my way out now.
That's so funny,
that's 2. But so the first one is just again that same kind of thing where I played so many hours of it where it hits me right in the nostalgia.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like how it makes you feel.
And so it's like ingrained where it's like some of those songs where it's like it takes you back as soon as you hear.
Right.
Like when I was doing the research on this, I'm trying to remember. I listened to the Sonic Adventure on iTunes, and then I kept being like thrown back into those certain parts of the game just by hearing the first couple notes of each soundtrack.
Okay.
So
that is an interesting nostalgic pick.
Interesting. So is that your number 1?
No.
Okay, I was like,
nostalgia.
no, I was about to be like, I can't even argue that because that's impressive.
No, my number 1.
Okay.
My number 1 goes. So that's my theme of it. All kind of goes to what I like really got enthralled with. Skyrim is my number 1
this made my top 10 where I was trying to rank
and we can
my list changed
so that's my number 1. We can argue points about it later, but that's my number 1 of
I would argue Oblivion was better.
We'll get into that.
We'll get into that. Because that's what I thought too. Whereas
I dug so many hours into Skyrim.
Yeah.
And then
No,
just like
wrong.
that iconic, doom, whoa, kind of, it's the same kind of thing with like Halo, where it's like you have that, epicness to it. But yeah, with Skyrim, kind of like same with Minecraft. Like I spent a lot of hours just studying, listening to like the Skyrim soundtrack.
100%. I've done the same.
Yep.
I didn't even finish. I never got past the first dragon.
Dude, it took me.
I don't know why that's so funny. Dude, like you get there, you're like,
I'm with you because I got to the first dragon. beat it, and then he went, "Hey, go somewhere else."
Yeah.
I'm going the opposite way,
No.
son.
The dragon, like when you almost get
Oh,
your,
that
get your
first
head shot?
dragon, yeah.
I didn't get past that. Like I just got lost running around River Run or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh well, cool.
Yeah. See,
I'm
I
stuck
got
in a cave.
See, I got
bit
I
by
got to the
somebody.
first.
That's so funny.
I got
dude.
to the first one and then finished the first one. Went, oh, these dragons are hard. I
Yeah.
should probably level up. And then got immediately sidetracked into, ooh, I want that piece of armor. Oh, I want that dragon
candy.
ability.
Yeah, right.
That's exactly. Oh, hey, well, I have to go to this location across the map. I'm going there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So many different things.
Yeah,
Whew.
yeah.
Good. So
Yeah.
Skyrim won.
Skyrim is my
Skyrim
number
was
one.
one.
Yes.
Interesting.
So boys,
Yeah.
We have quite the different list.
we do.
We
and,
do.
and it's so funny because when games are so when our number ones are so vastly different.
Yeah.
Oh, different.
It's like it's
because I'm Minecraft. You were
Tony Hawk.
Yep.
Tony Hawk, which is solid.
Interesting. Yeah.
Same.
And
Man.
then we got Skyrim.
Skyrim. Yep.
And honestly, I actually Tony Hawk was tied with GTA. That's why I'm like, it was going to be when you asked me
Alright.
what number one was.
Wow.
Yeah.
To pick right off.
You know what's crazy is I feel like GTA is listening to the radio. I do not feel like
So,
that
yeah.
It
with Tony
is.
Hawk.
It is. I mean, you are literally listening to the radio,
Well,
but
I wonder
it's,
if they-
it's a medium to get to the next step. Like
Yes.
if I'm driving from Vice City
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
over here,
Yeah.
bro, I'm vibing.
Yeah.
I'm chilling,
100%. 100%. And dude, there are some long drives in that game sometimes because you don't know how to do none.
Yeah.
But for some reason it took me out of it. It was just the radio.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah.
Because I could put my headphones in and listen to.
And that's partially why I didn't choose it.
There was no Pandora back then.
No.
What was I
Well,
listening
no,
to?
there was Pandora back then.
Shazam.
I probably wasn't. What was the one we always downloaded pirated music? What was that called?
Oh, LimeWire.
LimeWire.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Dude,
Pirate-
yeah,
Pirate
that's where
whatever.
half my CDs came
Yeah.
from back in
Yeah,
the day.
yeah, whatever.
The
Dude, I
LimeWire
downloaded
radio.
Green Day on LimeWire.
Yeah.
So okay,
Shout out
so
American
he did
Idiot.
not.
Or allegedly.
so I have to try to think how to argue against y'all because like here's the deal, for your genres,
Yeah.
I'm with you because
Yeah.
both Minecraft I actually can't remember, but
Yeah.
which is
with
the
you.
biggest. So
Actually, I'm
the
not with
biggest.
All right. Yeah.
The biggest
so
problem
that's
is I
the
can't
problem
remember
for
yours.
you. It's like there's no one single song.
Yeah, because yours, while is a great.
I'm going to disagree. We don't know the name of it because they all have these funky names that nobody.
do.
The opening song everybody knows.
Because it's all
And
of
then
the songs.
I'm
That's
going
what
to
all of
argue-
them. That's
I'm
what
gonna
they
argue,
all
though.
sound like.
I'm going to argue different. When was the last time you played Minecraft?
the other day.
It's,
Really?
We have it on the Switch and Charlotte plays it.
Okay.
Ha!
Okay.
I've
But
thought
that
about.
just shows you I didn't recognize. I didn't care for the
I've
music
seen.
at all.
I've seen a lot of TikTok videos
Seen
of
a lot of TikTok.
the parkour.
Absolutely. If you were early,
Yeah.
I know y'all are old.
Yeah.
Okay. If you were early to Minecraft,
That's
okay,
what a
if you
horrible.
were-
You
if-
can't
no,
use
no,
the
no.
old argument.
If you were early to Minecraft and you played the early version, yes, there was really only like 3 songs.
Yeah.
Because that's all that they had up to that point.
Well, she played.
But once you get to biomes and once you get to all the different things, much like
Right.
your levels.
Yeah.
Now, if you're telling me that the underwater soundtrack is the same as the grounded soundtrack, you got to go ahead and just give up the music.
Well,
All right.
I
No,
mean,
that's. I'm not going to
'cause
argue
once
that.
you got
yeah.
to that, it was much like it reminded me kind of Mario, where I go underwater. It's like this is the underwater theme. And it's like, oh, this is cool. Or you get into like the temples, and it's like, oh,
No, but
this is the temple music.
But it's very different.
similar.
It's very different styles for that. Whereas Minecraft, it still all was that same. We're not going to take you out of any
Sure.
feeling because they want you to feel, unless you're playing like hardcore survival mode,
Right,
where it's
right.
like we want you to feel relaxed. We want you to feel, engrossed
full
in this.
sense.
I would argue
yeah,
that
the
went
security.
away once you got to the biomes. Because once the game got to that point, there was actually gameplay mechanics where it was
before it
supposed
literally
to bring-
was
Yeah.
just you walking
Yeah,
around
like
Yeah.
early it was
But
like
so-
punch tree.
Yeah.
Right? That
And
was
so,
the game.
and I, honestly, that's my detraction of where Minecraft went. That's why I left Minecraft.
Yeah.
Because it took away from the original spirit of the
Sure.
game, where it's
And
like
those parts
the
are
whole,
optional.
Yeah, the whole point of the original game was build stuff and dig stuff.
100%.
Not all right. How many different types of things
Yeah.
can I, magically put
Right.
potions
Right.
in? How can I get the different,
Yeah.
whatever bullshit? And it's like.
Just,
There's no.
I agree.
The whole
Well,
point
that's
is
like
it's
gameplay
supposed to
shit.
be
Yeah,
video
well,
game
that's-
Legos, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
turn it into
Well-
some magical
Well, listen,
holo-
y'all
like,
still ain't
it's
playing
some-
Legos. They gotta sell to
They
somebody.
turn into a witch's brew cauldron
yeah,
bubble.
that's
I just-
right.
my
It's like
biggest-
I'm not. It's not Shakespeare. I want Legos.
Well, and one thing I've noticed is playing with Charlotte is
It is
like
art.
And so you lost, and that's where I'm out.
well, because like now there is way more to do now. But
Yeah.
my argument, I mean, obviously the game is one thing, but like it's just forgettable. Like it's because like
Sure.
I'm not paying attention to it. It's like
Interesting.
I'm building, I'm destroying, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm fighting little
Yeah.
creepers. Like I'm not really paying attention to the music. So like whilst it still can be great,
Yes.
it's
And now,
great to me is like it either is a nice glaze on top of an already
Yeah.
good
100%.
steak, or it's
but I'm
the
gonna
star.
Yeah.
I'll bring up counter argument, okay? Because it sounds like the majority of yours is Switch based. I played Tony Hawk on PSP. I don't know if anybody remembers the PSP.
Oh man.
Okay,
PSP?
PSP,
Yeah.
the original.
Yeah, I played
PSP.
Tekken and
Okay,
Go on that.
Yeah.
not the PS Vita. All right,
No,
you
the PSP.
privileged little. Never mind. The PSP.
Guys, we love
back
you.
when it
Respect,
sucked.
subscribe.
You had a mini CD you got to put in that thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I played it there, and what medium or how I was interfacing with it, it killed the soundtrack because you're listening to a stupid little speaker.
Right.
And Switch, I think, is going to be the same thing. So I agree to some level, yeah. But if you weren't playing it
Well,
like
but it's still through
No,
the TV,
that,
though.
no, that's a bad argument because
Yeah,
you can hook the Switch
is
to the TV.
Yeah, the Switch.
of
we
course
play
you
on-
can.
We play on the TV.
95
Oh, do you?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
We're not
95%
walking
of
around
my,
with the handheld. We're
No,
playing on
I
the TV.
thought that's
and
what
even
you
then,
did.
You know
even
what?
if you
How
are
dare you
handheld,
assume? How dare
say
you
that?
assume who I am?
Dude, I've
You don't know
never-
anything.
I've never played the Switch with except
I'm
like.
about to say he calls
Yeah.
calls us old, but he's talking about the
PSP.
PSP with crappy, and you're playing without headphones. With the
Yeah.
Switch,
Listen,
with
I
the
had-
Switch, you at least put headphones
I
in.
was young.
and then
I
the
wasn't
soundtrack
rich.
is that
There's a
much better.
difference, all right, you have the hand-me-down.
You know,
PSP.
you know another soundtrack that almost made my list from the Switch?
What's that?
Smash Bros. Ultimate. Because
Never
of
played
the
Smash Bros.
because of the same thing though.
I played Smash Bros. One time with y'all.
Yeah, fair enough.
I've never played
Yeah.
it, so like.
But it's the same thing where it's like it's
Interesting.
huge soundtrack because it sounds glorious
But-
on speakers.
Yes, yes.
But
I can see that. I can see that. I can see how you say it's forgettable because the point of it isn't.
It's to be forgettable.
It's not to be forgettable because I don't think that's the right word because
It's to be subdued.
it's to
When
be
I say
subdued.
forgettable,
Yeah.
I mean that
It's
with
to
all
be
due
an-
respect.
but
You know,
again,
we're
I would
arguing
love-
about it, but like,
It's supposed to be an undercurrent.
The
I
way
think.
that you played Halo, if you played during that time period for that game, I think it would have been different.
Probably.
Because think about it.
Yeah.
Every time we bring up the game, it's like where I was when I played it and how I felt with that music. The difference is if you're a grown adult playing Lego.
he wanted to say old again. That
Yeah.
motherfucker.
No. If you're a grown adult playing Legos in your
It
like
doesn't slap the
spare
same.
45 minutes, it's like,
Yeah.
it didn't hit the same because I didn't mean it to hit
It's
the same.
kind of like like how a lot of people feel about like Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Where it's like Animal Crossing, the music's there because you're building,
Yeah.
you're digging some lettuce.
Yeah.
And,
It's back-
you're
it's background
You're building
stuff.
some
Yeah.
stuff. It's background, and
Yeah.
that's what music is supposed to be on certain
Right.
games. So
Right.
I think
And-
with that one, it's meant to be.
I will say the immersion level on Minecraft, I think, is as high as any of these games.
No,
with,
yeah.
With
Well,
the
you-
music. I'm talking
well,
the music's
yeah.
immersion.
Yeah.
Because again, when you're underground mining or doing whatever, and that being said, guys, what's funny is I didn't play nearly that much Minecraft. I just think it did have. I think the
Well, it
soundtrack
was
had
memorable
that
for
much.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a
Yeah.
memorable
That
sound.
much thing. I didn't do most of the content. Because I sucked at
Neither
the
did
game.
I, yeah.
But I did see a lot of the content while I was dying.
Sure.
I just think that the soundtrack affected it that much. I think it had
Yeah.
a pretty big effect.
So that's where your argument is of what's the point of a soundtrack. So what you were
Yeah.
saying earlier, like so for Halo, for example, you're playing an action game, and the
Yes.
music is meant to also increase that amount of
Sure.
action that's happening.
Yep.
Getting your blood ray up,
Yeah.
getting your pulse up, getting
Yep.
your
Yep.
adventure up. Whereas Minecraft, everything's supposed to be art. You're exploring, you're
Yeah.
subdued, and the music
Keeps you
complements
vibe.
that.
Right.
So
Complements the vibe.
Compliments the vibe.
But I would
which is why
say-
it's not memorable because it's not supposed to be. Everything's supposed
Meant
to
to
be
be in the moment.
It's
with
not.
the-
Yeah.
It's not. And
It's
the
like-
reason Mario didn't make it for me, because I agree,
Yeah.
so much memorable music. I would argue, to me, Mario is more. The theme song is great. I always classified it more as a theme song, less as a soundtrack, because, okay, other than the fireball, right, or the star, a lot of it I don't remember. Now that being said, that might be a thing where I didn't. I played.
Yeah.
I played on the Game Boy Color.
And I think it depends on because the thing
I
with
didn't
Mario
have-
is because I know that's not your pick, but like the thing
Yeah.
with Mario is like it depends on which one you played the most.
Yeah.
Because I played Super Mario World a lot.
Yep.
And that one I would argue is super memorable because like you go in the little dunes and you're like
Yeah.
and you're in the
And
water
I've
levels
heard
and it
that,
does have,
yeah.
like
But I kind of have the same thing where unless you say it, I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
there's music, but I don't know what it is.
yeah. Because then there's like the main Mario theme.
Yeah, everybody
and
knows the
there's-
main theme.
Yeah.
And I think the theme is transcendent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's where my problem with GTA being higher on my list, because I thought about putting GTA as well, but the problem is it's a radio. It's not their own songs that are exclusive to that game. They do have some
Tony Hawk, you could
soundtrack.
argue the same.
And
no,
again,
but-
that's why that's not higher on my list.
Well, that's
too.
why. But that's okay. So with Tony Hawk, right? I
Yeah.
picked it over the GTA Vice City
Yeah.
because I do agree.
Yeah, yeah.
It's meant to be a radio.
Yeah.
You're set in the 80s. They're like, what's like the top 10 80s
Yeah,
songs we could
100%.
just play in the radio? So that's partially why I didn't choose it. With Tony Hawk, dude, they built that soundtrack too. It was the product of the
it's
time.
catered to
It was catered to the game.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
meant to be. It was like
It's-
they built this
It's our
soundtrack to
argument.
supplement the
It's our
game.
argument from scores versus a soundtrack.
Yes.
A score is something that is
Minecraft is a
composed
score.
for
That's
it.
what
yes.
makes it difficult because the games
Whereas
are so vastly
that is a
different.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I went with the soundtrack route because I could play any I'm just name these songs.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. So the Dead Kennedys, Even Rude, Goldfinger, Primus, Speed Dealer, Suicidal Tendencies, the Ernies, the Suicide Machines,
Tendencies
and the
is such a good
Vandals.
song.
Yeah.
If you told me one of those in like just one of those bands in like
Any other
other
context,
day,
yeah.
I'd be like, who?
Right.
Yeah.
But if you were to play me the Vandals Euro Barge,
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be
know.
like,
I know.
bro,
Yeah.
Tony freaking Hawk. I
Yeah.
can play
You
any of these
you
songs
say
right now.
You say Goldfinger and any other thing, you go, I have no idea. But then
Yeah.
as soon as you say Superman from Tony Hawk, you go, I'm in ska.
Yeah.
It reminds you of the song is iconic, so
Yep.
you'll hear it and go, oh, bro, Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
And then it brings you back to when you played it, and
Right.
you go, oh, dude, Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
and then you play it, and you're like,
Sure.
oh, dude, Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
So like, it just, I do agree, it can be argued as a radio, but dude, it's the game.
It's
Like,
definitely
Oh, for sure.
yeah,
Way
it's
better
like-
than GTA.
Yeah,
we-
less of a radio
we-
than GTA.
Yeah,
for sure.
because it was
Yeah.
meant because the way Tony Hawk built that first game, he had so much input on that first game.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
built this soundtrack
he
to
custom,
be the game.
Yeah,
Like the
that was
game
that was
meant
the
to be-
soundtrack of all skaters.
Yeah,
at
it was
that
skater,
point. Yeah.
skater
It was the scene.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
and
Like,
you're
we're
playing
just
it and
playing
like
the
scene.
and like half the time.
All right, so here's the detraction. They're a bunch of losers anyway.
yeah. Let me tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah.
These guys suck. They're hippies.
Yeah.
But
Get
that's
a real job.
But that's what was so tough. Like again, the other
Yeah.
the other ones have some really great music too. But that first one,
Yeah.
there's something that hits
Yeah.
so hard about that first one that even though I'd argue Tony Hawk isn't even one of my favorite games. Like it's a favorite game, but like it's not even one of my
Right,
top
of
10.
course, of course.
Because I have other games that are my favorites.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
strictly
I classify
music,
that as like a nostalgia play.
yeah,
That's why I
strictly
downloaded the
soundtracks for
remake.
games or whatever. Like from start to finish, these
Yeah.
like these songs are weird. Like Primus is fine, but I'm not
Primus
a huge Primus
as a
fan.
principle is weird.
Yeah,
Just all
but
of it
it
is
only
so
works.
weird.
Primus, this
Yeah.
song only works in Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
You put it anywhere else, it doesn't work.
I'll say I'm very surprised. We brought up Super Mario. We brought up Sonic Adventures.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I expected Legend of Zelda.
It's a
Tony
little
Zelda.
one, it's a little one note.
Yeah, to me, it's
Yeah.
like you
Like-
have your icon. You could argue Ocarina of Time has a couple, like
Yeah,
the
beautiful.
main one.
A little flute.
Yeah, a little flute. Yeah,
I have an Ocarina of the House.
or
Yeah. Oh,
you
do you
know,
really?
or
I do.
like
Yeah, somebody bought it
guys,
for me as a novelty
interesting.
one time.
It
Oh.
has to be a clip. You have to play like a tune
I would love
for
to
that.
see that.
Oh, dude,
I would love to
I'd have
see
to
that.
Find it. I'm sure I gave it to my kid.
Yeah.
But I could.
But yeah, you have like Hyrule Temple, but it's like they're individual songs, but as a whole game,
yeah.
you know.
See, that's
Yeah.
how I feel about a lot of them. That's how
Yeah.
I feel
That's
about
why I
a lot
didn't
of them.
go. Yeah, that's why there's a few of those I didn't want to stick with.
So,
that,
and yours
but-
was Halo. No, Skyrim.
No.
No, his was
Skyrim.
Skyrim. Now
Which
I
okay.
arguably I'm going to say is the best because
I'm going to say this, though.
Try
Now,
me.
this is somebody who didn't log a lot of hours. I was one of those people who I would put Skyrim on in the background. I've actually listened to the soundtrack. I've listened to the soundtrack about 10 times longer than I've played the game. Probably It's a probably 10 to 1 multiplier.
Sure.
I would argue it as much as I did enjoy it because I liked it, I don't think it would be that memorable other than it was good score music, and I like good score music. Kind of
Yeah.
like I like Minecraft.
I love
it's just score.
I love a good score.
All right.
With Skyrim, like I do agree. Oblivion is a little bit more iconic to me. It
I
doesn't make,
would've
it
thought
doesn't make
Oblivion.
Skyrim. It doesn't make Skyrim
Yeah.
bad. It just is like that thing where I'm like, when I go back to it, it's kind of why like I love the music and
Yeah.
score to Fallout.
yeah.
But the problem with Fallout and the problem with Skyrim, it's like you when you play it, I'm so pissed off at what I'm doing. I'm so focused.
Yeah.
It's not that it's not as forgettable as
Yeah.
Minecraft, but with Skyrim,
The youth will agree with me. That's all I'm saying. All right,
The
Grandpa.
children yearn for mine.
That's it. Do I need to bash this over my head?
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
young. No, I think with Sky, because like I'm so it's such a good story.
Yeah.
I put more respect in the game than I do focus on the music, which that's
Sure.
and personally that's a me thing.
And
Like I have
so-
to go back and listen to it and be like, oh yeah, you're right.
And I would argue that both of you prove my point.
What's that?
Because you can be engrossed in a game And a lot of people will argue the whole reason why the fights in those games that are pissing you off make it that much better. It's the same reason why Halo is good. Because all of the music make the fights that much better. Because how many dragons did you fight in Skyrim? A lot. And yet, each one of them felt epic because it was a new piece of music that went with it. It was something else to add a layer to arguably a very repetitive game, but people still consider it a very successful game.
Well, that is what I call immersion. Like you're immersed in that.
And so because that's why that part of it is correct. But then to your point, it's also memorable in the fact that you can listen to it apart from that and be separated from the game.
Minecraft went diamond. People listen to it so much. The album.
So that's why
I'm pretty sure it has a
I'm
music
not saying
record.
I'm agreeing with you.
Platinum.
But mine is the combination of the two, where it elevates every game that it's in, and also it's memorable outside of the game as well.
I see what you're saying. It's memorable as far as I know. I liked it. I can't name you a song off of it. Like I can.
But here's the thing: you're not wrong. So look, you're not wrong, right? I agree with the Halo 3 analogy, but there's a reason why I didn't put Halo 3 as my top either. Because the thing is, if I put the Oblivion soundtrack and copy pasted to Skyrim, the game got better. It doesn't make sense. But my point is, there's things you could do to elevate the music to Skyrim.
No.
If you switch all the songs out of Tony Hawk, it's a different. Like it doesn't hit the same. Because it's the same reason why it's why 2 and 3 are great because they're really good. But if I put those soundtracks to 1, it'd be like all right. Like it's even though I like the songs, there's something about the cohesiveness of these specific songs with Tony Hawk, the first one.
And I would argue the action genre, it's meant to raise the stakes. That's its purpose. Minecraft is not as immersive without the soundtrack. Same way.
But Skyrim is also not exclusively. It's an adventure. It's not only action. It's also your calm.
I would argue that
and it does the
soundtrack had a lot more to offer in Minecraft, but you just didn't play it. So it's really hard.
I played the crap out of it.
Like
trust me, I played a lot.
I think so,
Minecraft.
but you didn't like that part of the game. So
Loved it.
What are you talking about? You just said you didn't like all of the other stuff they added.
I just said it wasn't iconic. Or no, the extra stuff.
All the extra stuff. Yeah, so
because
that's what I'm saying. You're going, I didn't like the first level of the game's music, or it wasn't memorable. It's really hard to say that when it's all this.
That's not a level. That's an evolution of a game that screwed itself out of
GTA
a player
has been
base.
out for 10 years and it's changed.
And it's the same. It's the same basic game though.
No, it's not. GTA?
The stories are completely different. The problem is it's the same fundamentals.
It's the same fundamentals.
Yeah, where it's like you're driving
you're
from
a criminal,
place
you
to
do a
place.
heist, you do some sort of run and gun. Minecraft, it started off as Legos, and now it became some action adventure.
That has nothing to do with the soundtrack, right? That's okay. You don't like the game. That's fine. That's fine. You don't have to like the game. My point is you can't judge the entirety of the game on the 10% you played.
That's not the point of this argument, though.
No. But that's what I'm saying. You're judging the soundtrack on the tip. You're like, it was boring because there was only so much going on. I was like, you never got to the other soundtrack to listen to it. Because you didn't like that content, so you didn't get there. That would be me going, Kingdom Hearts isn't good because I didn't finish it.
All right, so then here's the counter argument to that. You keep adding stuff over and over again, it no longer becomes the essence of the same soundtrack. You can start with something terrible, not saying it was terrible to begin with, but you just keep throwing stuff on and it eventually becomes good. That's just adding, and you continue on and hope it makes it better. You can easily have the same thing and make it go worse too.
But isn't that the same thing as doing the same game 5 times? And you're talking about Skyrim, which is Oblivion or Elder Scrolls 5?
But it's one set piece of work. You're not adding all of the Tony Hawk games. You have your set thing right there.
Right.
You have tracks 1 through 50 or whatever it is. Skyrim, you have 1 through 50, and it's always going to be that 50.
Minecraft
and it's
5.
So it's as iconic now as it was 15, 20 years ago when it came out, when it was 2010.
Well, that's why I also went with the first
Minecraft.
One, it was bias.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because if I would choose Tony Hawk 3, the argument would be
my argument
better
is
that
that the point you're bringing up is that mine is an addition and they're just adding on, so it loses the originality.
Yes.
Well,
you're talking about Skyrim number 5 or Elder Scrolls number 5, right?
But it's
the 5th edition. Isn't that kind of like adding on? And it's not like the game changed as far as the basics. It's an adventure action game. How many times do they get a try at the score? 5 of them.
It's completely different scores, though. It's different. When you go into a game, all 5 Skyrims, whereas yes, they are based in the land of whatever. They're very 5 different games. They're
but
very
the
different
basis of the
games.
game is the same, right?
No, they're very different. All of them are different games.
They're obviously different, but the basis is the
It's-
same. You're
it's
in
like
the same
Fallout-
world.
It's like if you get all the Fallouts.
Right? That's like
the
telling
play-
me that The
the
Witcher
way
1,
the
2, and
game
3
is.
are that much different. No, okay, yes, they are different stories, they're different narratives, but you're in the same world.
But it's
or
but
the
my
same
point-
basic world.
but
That's like saying Lord of the
my
Rings.
point of
is
saying they're different games is that you go into a soundtrack writing. It's like movies. All right, Marvel has all of the same stuff, but the soundtrack for Iron Man is not the same soundtrack as Black Panther.
I think you're proving
but
my
they're-
point. My point is that y'all didn't play the
They're
version in
independent
which
of
I'm
themselves.
describing.
No, but it's still soundtrack from Minecraft. Because if
Well,
you,
okay,
if I say
specific,
if I play
you have Bedrock Edition, which is like what y'all played, and then you have Minecraft, whatever they
but
call
if I
it now.
if I play
like
if I load up Minecraft, whichever one
there's
it
different
is,
there's different ones now.
That just shows you.
that's
I
the
don't know
problem
because
right
right now
there.
the one
There's
I'm playing with.
What's the difference between different Minecrafts and different Elder Scrolls?
completely different types of story mechanics.
The mechanics are completely different, and there's actually a story now. Like I don't know what you're saying is different. They have an actual like.
Well, there's
progress.
definitely
There's
some
a-
growth from Morrowind
Yeah.
to like.
No. You're saying that what's
Because-
the difference between the different Skyrims?
Because there was a point to Skyrim, all 5 of them. There was a point to each of those games.
Sure.
Minecraft started as an open world Lego game.
Correct.
There was no actual point to Minecraft.
No.
And that's what made it great. And
Sure.
now you have a point to Minecraft, which is fine. If you want that type of thing from that game,
Sure.
that's great. But you're just throwing more tracks on. If I loaded up Minecraft right now,
Right.
I would still probably hear a mix of music from the original soundtrack,
Correct.
and stuff that have been released in the last year.
Sure.
You're just throwing more stuff and making it better at that point. Whereas,
So which?
so you're all right. So put it
here's
this way,
my question.
you have a sculpture, and
Yes.
it looks like crap, and then
Okay.
you keep chiseling it away
Which is
at it.
Minecraft.
Which sounds like art, and you continue to reform it. So it sounds like art.
You
Yeah.
keep chiseling away at it,
Sure.
hoping it gets better. But at some point, you break an arm off because you've gone too far.
So this-
whereas
Right.
whereas Skyrim, they started from scratch. All right, here's the argument for the other games. They did not take inspiration from any of the other music from any of the other games. They came up with an original soundtrack. That's why it's won awards for best original
For sure,
soundtrack.
for sure.
It is an original soundtrack in and of itself.
Okay.
Simple as that. That's the argument to that. As other Skyrim is not the same soundtrack as Morrowind. It's not the same track as Oblivion. It's not going to be the same track as whatever 6 comes
course.
out in 50 years.
Yeah.
And so that's where it's its own entity. It is from track 1 to track 15 or whatever it is.
And
Its own
I
thing.
totally get what you're saying, but okay. So to say it's different soundtracks, great.
Yeah. So that defeats your argument.
Minecraft is still, no, it doesn't defeat my argument. Like, okay, they're different soundtracks. My point is your argument is that Minecraft doesn't count because it's a progression of music.
Because
That's just added on. So
because
this is the difference. So
no, because
I'm
your
gonna keep-
requirement is that I had to have kept listening from 2008 when it came out
No,
to now.
that's actually not my requirement. My requirement is that y'all played version 1, and
I appreciated it.
I appreciate that. But you can't, that's like comparing, in your analogy of this artist, so I have 2 artists. They're going to spend 10 years on a product, whatever, right? One artist makes one sculpture in 2 years. And then in 2 more years, he makes a second sculpture that sits right next to that one in the same theme. Everything it's a series, right? So they're all thematically the same. They're different, but they're different sculptures.
You can have 2 masterpieces as well.
100%. Or I have one guy who worked on one sculpture and added on to that sculpture. There's no difference. It's a progression of pieces.
So this is where
I call it the George Lucas argument,
Yeah.
where it's like, it goes. Some people look at 4,
Yeah.
5, and 6 as masterpieces.
Right.
And 1, 2, and 3, even though some people argue the movie was kind of stink,
Yeah.
they take
Yeah.
it for what it is.
Yeah.
And George Lucas goes, what can I do to make this better?
Right.
And he adds a shitload of CGI, and he adds a bunch of other stuff to it. He changes dialogue. He turns this dude into a different character, and ultimately makes it makes it worse or different.
Yeah.
Maybe is the
Yeah.
proper term. So I do agree with the sometimes adding doesn't necessarily mean it's change, and it can be for the better. But
Right.
ultimately, the fundamentals can be altered depending on what's
Right,
So
but
it's-
my argument
it's
is
your
this is
quality
what-
over quantity.
This is what doesn't make sense is you're arguing gameplay mechanics that you don't like because it's changing the game. Because that's what you keep saying. It's changing the game.
I'm
gameplay
saying
mechanics.
I'm saying Skyrim marries the best of both worlds. Of it enhances gameplay, and
Correct,
in and
correct.
of itself, the soundtrack is also best.
Yes, and I agree, but I'm going to argue that Minecraft is the same. The soundtrack, it absolutely does. right? Because your argument is they won awards. So did this one.
Hey, look.
But again, you had to. Your
charted number
your
one on
argument is
Billboard.
that they keep on increasing music. None of them are going to be. If somebody says, "Hey, what's a Skyrim song?" Most likely, if they're a gamer, they can tell you what a Skyrim song is.
That's not true. That's definitely not true. You may be able to because
All
you
right,
put
fine.
100 hours in. What's a Skyrim song?
I have no idea.
Thank
But
you.
I love Skyrim though.
There you go.
I love Skyrim, but I didn't put in 100 hours.
I appreciate
now,
that.
Look, I'm gonna have to start because, like, I will say y'all are going at it with each other. Not one of y'all can tell me why mine's wrong. And
honestly,
no,
if you're
and-
just stealing music from other artists, that to me doesn't count.
bro,
It counts.
No shot.
It counts, but not as the number
They're
one.
not
Because
original.
listen to me, listen.
Who's the composer
My
of,
game-
of Tony Hawk Tony Hawk Pro Skater?
My game
there is not
got
one.
worse.
Oh, by the way, the main soundtrack is called Minecraft.
My,
I do know the name.
Okay.
Look, now y'all
Got it.
I will tell you, my game.
You know it too. It's Minecraft.
That's
You got it.
My game lost its licensing, and I would argue the game got worse when it got remastered.
Okay,
For
so
sure,
all right,
but I
here's,
think
here's
that's-
the argument
that's just-
versus yours.
That's just
When-
the music.
all
That's
right,
just a good artist.
Here's the argument
bunch of
between Tony Hawk and
I don't
Skyrim.
Accept. I don't accept.
Between Tony Hawk and Skyrim, both games got remastered. Which one kept all the music?
Yeah, but
Right there. If your music
But
is,
that's
I mean,
what does that mean?
if
Weren't
you're-
you cheap to hire a new composer?
if
Yeah,
if your soundtrack relies on the goodness of somebody else to say, all right, it can be in this game, it's not actually your soundtrack then exclusively. Skyrim is its own soundtrack. It's, even Minecraft, I'll give you Minecraft. It's all in-house. They don't owe the licensing to anybody else. Whereas if
Yeah, they hired a composer.
If Primus said, I don't want my song to be used in the remastering, they can say, nope, sorry, you have to pick. That's why Tony Hawk didn't have all of the same ones for any of the last two remasters, 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4. That's why they had to change it. And also, they could change it.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
so there's your
but-
argument.
but-
It's not its own soundtrack.
Well,
they just
the
picked a bunch
soundtrack
of
can't be
songs.
halted by people's greed or willingness to give up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because with that, like, you know how much this is what pisses me off about like movies and shows.
Oh, 100%.
I'll have a memory of a movie or a show, watch it on streaming, go, why is this different? And then I
Yeah.
go, oh, it's because
They
Yeah.
changed
licensing.
it. Yeah.
So it's like, and it
Yeah.
changes it for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So what that proves to me is that this game needs that soundtrack, which means the
100%,
soundtrack is 100%, like, it's top notch. Like with y'all's, it's tough because I'm the only one arguing like songs versus scores.
Yeah.
Because I almost wish I switched to one with
Right,
score.
right.
But
No.
the thing is, like, what makes it so difficult is like with y'all, like you're right. Like you ultimately you kept your same music, but the problem is it's like yours is like with Halo. Like Halo, I will argue Halo 3 with you all day because
Yeah.
Halo 3 is great and we agree on that. But it
I would argue Halo over Minecraft though too.
Absolutely not.
All right,
all
right.
I'd
here's-
argue that morning donut
all right,
I had over
all right,
Minecraft.
here's your.
I just don't remember it enough to know. Like
Which,
I can't.
by
go
the
into
way,
this
We'll,
much.
just-
we'll play,
just-
fam- we'll
I know
play
you laughed
Family
at this.
Feud.
It's out of, and I just looked it up. It was number 1 on the billboards. None of those were.
So
it's
it's Friday
also-
by Rebecca Black.
Yeah.
Hey, people listen to it. I'm going to tell you, we're talking about music. People have to listen to
Hey,
enjoy
I look
it.
at car crashes every day. Doesn't mean I like car
You're right.
crashes. I just look at it.
It has 3 gold records produced under its 3 of its titles went
So
gold.
does JoJo Siwa.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like you can't say that it wasn't that when it quite obviously had that impact.
I'm not saying it didn't have
No,
an
the
impact.
argument's not about the impact because every
Yeah.
game we all mentioned
All of
has
these
some
are
sort of
impactful.
impact.
Yeah.
The argument is Minecraft better than Tony Hawk? No.
Oh, for sure.
It's
No.
bro.
Oh, gosh, no,
Look, I know
for
you
sure.
have to argue it.
No,
but I
no,
know
no,
when
no.
this cuts, you're gonna go. okay,
Absolutely not. No, because I don't think just
I would argue
putting together
Halo-
a bunch of random artists together, that doesn't
All
count.
right, fine,
as,
but
like,
then
sound to me.
Halo's better than Minecraft in both aspects because there is a definite point to the game.
I
Not
think-
saying that that's the exclusive thing,
Right.
but it's a more
You
iconic
can't
game.
argue point to the game like that is a.
Then we'll play.
I'm trying to keep gameplay out of it because
That's a gameplay.
It's
issue.
more,
All right, then we
because-
go with your other argument. We play Family Feud era here. Out of 100 people, how many people could name the Skyrim soundtrack, the title soundtrack versus the Minecraft versus the Halo?
Everybody would just go Halo. Everybody knows But I mean, on
Yeah, there's a little bit of bias
recognizability,
there where
yeah.
they just go with
Super
the,
Mario and Legend of Zelda are better than both.
Right, but if we're going 1, 2, and 3, yours would be last. Yours would be first for.
I think I'll be honest. I think that we don't
recognizability
have that much
at
of a
minimum.
generation difference. This really feels like one because y'all are describing a game that I never played. Like because we played the same game, but it's like saying I played what was Elder Scrolls 1? I don't even know. Elder Scrolls 1
Yeah.
I don't even
and
know.
Elder
Yeah, I
Scrolls
have no
5.
idea.
Like, literally, we're arguing that because you're arguing from the first iteration
Well, I'm gonna pick
versus your
but
fifth
if-
but I'm gonna
iteration.
piggyback with him for a second because
Yeah.
it would be like if you said Assassin's Creed 3, I'd go, dude, 100%. Like they're all the same fucking, they're all
Yeah.
the same soundtrack because
Yeah.
it's the same game.
Yeah. It
It's
really
literally
is.
the same
Sure.
game.
Yeah.
Every one of them is the same game.
Right.
The thing with it, or if you said Fallout, I'd go, dude, it's all the same
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
But it's what makes it sound similar is that it is an Elder Scrolls game. But
Right.
it's
Yeah.
it's a different game that has a different score. That,
So
that
just
100%.
goes
you're
with
just
the-
you're trying to
no, no.
wrap it in. It just is it's in the universe of Elder Scrolls. You're
Right.
trying to say it's a continuation of each game, and it's not. They're not.
Thematically, they are a continuation. They are thematically.
You could say this. All right, if you're going thematically, then you can say thematically, Ragnarok is the same thing as Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Thematically,
Yeah, they are thematically very similar. Sure.
but they're the same game.
No.
Then why are you trying to compare each of the soundtracks?
Because
to,
there's
to
no
1,
way
2,
you're
3, 4,
telling me
5?
that the game, because like you said, the music is to complement the game.
Mm-hmm.
Is Skyrim set in the same universe, under the same rules, the same emotions, the same
But it's
narrative
a different,
story that
it's
all
still
goes
a
together
different
at some
game that
point?
has nothing to do with one game versus the
Sure.
next.
But what I don't understand is how does that argument have anything to do with the soundtrack?
Because so that's the quality of a good soundtrack, is what makes the gameplay better and what is
Sure.
good
Well, then
listening
that's
as
my
well.
argument-
That 100% goes back to me then.
But
My
again,
argument-
it's not.
Because you
but
need
it's
it.
but it's not your exclusive soundtrack.
It is.
my
It is your
argument-
exclusive soundtrack because the
Until
thing is,
Premise says they don't want their
just
name
the
on the
sign-
sound.
No, but that's just the sign with the times because that's what's happening in this new age of devices where it's like now artists go.
Well, you couldn't do that with
Yeah.
Tony Hawk because it was on CD.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's true.
Tony
But-
Hawk was.
But nowadays, yeah, it could be all right. You have to change your DLC because something
Right.
you can't
Yeah,
download.
like-
And again,
that's just the
your
change of
argument of the
times.
progression, again, changing of the times. In y'all's game era, that the both ones you picked, there was no, GTA was the only one that was just updating the same old game. And their music updated too. Right? Now that's just how games are. Games come out for years. Years. Otherwise, you can't argue one iteration of the game because there was no one iteration of the game. Red Dead 2 has been out for 10 years. They've added half of the world and half of the new soundtracks. Can't argue that it's the same game it was when it came out. That's impossible.
No,
And
if
all you're-
anything,
and
that,
this is an
no.
Arrows argument, because now
that,
you're like-
no, that kind of argument that defeats your own purpose because
that?
Red Dead and GTA, they're expanding on their own game. It's an in-universe game. It's all the same game
Sure.
at that point. They're not saying, hey, this DLC
But you're telling me the
makes
GTA
it a brand new
that
game.
came out 13
GTA,
years ago?
the GTA 5 that we're talking
GTA
about.
5.
Okay.
The most recent GTA is the same GTA
Yes,
that
it
you
is,
play today.
It is the same. It's still set in the same
I mean,
map.
it is the same
And not,
game.
Not even,
I don't
we're
know
not
if
talking
the-
about
I don't know
universe
if the music changes though.
because,
I do believe they updated.
That's the
because
only
when
thing I
they-
don't
when
know.
but
they
they've
put-
updated. They haven't changed it completely. It's the same thing.
Right, but when you add new content, you have to put new music.
Because like
to
if
the
I'm
thing.
if I'm somebody
But
like,
what I'm saying is that Elder Scrolls is the equivalent of that those decades ago. It's just that wasn't
There
a
needs
thing
to be
now.
there needs to be a limit at that point, though.
How long your game can last?
No, if we're talking
Because
about
the music has
soundtrack,
stayed relevant for 20-some years, so I guess
but it's all the same vibe.
it's not. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Listen, it is. If you played then and you only played the first iteration of the game, sure. You didn't play the other iterations. How are you going to judge it? That's judging a game you didn't play.
well, it'd be like if a 10-year-old played Tony Hawk Remaster for PS5. They'd have a
Okay.
completely different. They'd
Yes.
be like,
Yeah.
this soundtrack's great,
Yeah,
but it's different
listen,
than the first iteration.
This is the argument you're making. I played Oblivion, so Skyrim's music sucks.
Because
Like-
it's a different game.
That's what you're doing to Minecraft, though.
It's
And
this-
I'm not even a Minecraft dude. I only have like 60 hours in the game. I only have 2 hours.
When was the last time you played Minecraft then?
Probably last year.
You put it on
With
now,
my
and you're like,
kid.
bro,
Yeah.
this thing sucks.
Like you, with my kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like
It's
we-
like
we play together.
So I'll tell you, when Minecraft came out and it was like mostly PC
Yeah.
and stuff, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't play it. I played it the last time I played it that wasn't with my daughter.
Sure.
Was I think the Xbox 360 version.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then
Yes.
like with her,
But
we
my-
have its Switch version.
But
or
this
whatever
is
it's called.
this is where it is. Okay,
I have
so
no
I'm
idea
talking
any-
about
I have no reference
iterations.
here.
I'm talking about iterations of the game, Minecraft, right? It came out in 2009, 4?
Something like that. This is a long time.
Mid-2000s.
But Minecraft is still Minecraft, no matter what version you play. The still base game is still
it's
Minecraft.
It's not the same, bro. I'm telling you.
They're randomly generated worlds. What makes it different than anything else?
Yes, but you're telling me with all the additions that it is the same game. That's why you don't
at
like
its
it.
base, it's still the same
But you
game.
killed your own argument when you said, I don't like it now because everything they added, it's not the same game.
I'm not talking about gameplay at this point. That's a whole different
I
argument.
would just say, look, because I have no reference, because I
Yeah.
really, and,
But
I,
no,
and I
that's
mean
what-
this not
yeah.
even as a joke, I really don't remember this.
But if you say, I don't like Minecraft because I played the first iteration, I don't like Minecraft's music because I played the first iteration. That's like me saying, I don't like
I'm not
Oblivion,
saying-
I don't like Skyrim because I played
I
Oblivion.
never said I didn't like the soundtrack.
Right.
I'm
But
just-
you're saying it's a one-dimensional.
I'm
My
just
point
saying
is,
nothing will stand out any more than the original one did. Anything that's been put out recently will not stand out more. Doesn't matter what biome
Your
it's
argument
from.
is, okay, so for Skyrim, you're telling me every single song stands out and you can name it. Or is it just
I
like
can
the
name a
theme
good
music?
chunk of them.
Right. My point is so you've got the theme, dragon, something, I looked it up.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the second.
Dragonborn.
There you go.
There you go.
There's a dragon one, and I didn't find any more names.
Then you
'cause-
have your
Boobs Good
Whiterun.
Boogie.
Yeah.
Now
You
I
have
would,
Dwarvenfell. You
but my
have
point
your-
is okay, you
keep
can name
going.
a few.
You have the Assassin's Guild. You can have.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you just naming places?
Yeah, but
The
all of them
long
have their
tooths.
own. All of them have their own
okay,
individual
but,
teams.
okay.
Yeah.
Underwater temple, cave system, the nether thingy, the dragon
I
guy.
can't even say it right.
yeah,
Pretty sure the first one's from Zelda.
The Ender. No, it's not. The Ender Dragon. Like, I can name places in the
just
game that
name all
have.
the
But this
names.
is my point. You played Iteration 1 that had one style of gameplay. And you said, so the music is one-dimensional. Because that's what you just told me. The
No,
music.
it's not one-dimensional. You have your.
I think yours is too versatile because the thing is like I tried to make the argument a little bit with yours, but with yours especially
Right.
because it's just a build puzzle whatever
Right.
land. Like because I'm sticking with the one I know,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
can stick
yeah.
for like story mode and all that.
That's
stuff.
fair.
So like I could put any music in yours and it do the same thing.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Really?
I'm gonna
So
disagree.
if I put any of the Super Mario or Legend of Zelda or any let's say Nintendo game
Sure.
scores,
Sure.
and threw to Minecraft, you wouldn't feel the same?
No.
What if you put lo-fi to it? It would be the same thing.
No, I absolutely
Minecraft
disagree.
is the equivalent. That music is the equivalent of what lo-fi is to everything else. It is background music to make you feel.
It's like elevator
I'm
music.
going to
relaxed.
agree if I only played the first iteration of the game. That's what I will say. Because you didn't
Well, that's what makes
experience
it,
any of the
but
rest
that
of
just
the
makes
soundtrack.
it harder to argue because it'd be like.
Honestly, it's
Minecraft
arguing
is like
from a
a
point of
it's a
ignorance
game. It's
a little bit if you didn't
No,
go
but
to those places.
but your argument is also saying I didn't play Elder Scrolls the first one, and so why should I be having to say Elder Scrolls 5 is the same? Because you didn't play both.
No,
Or
it's,
I
it's the opposite. It's saying I only played one and I'm judging 5.
I look at.
But you want me to judge? Sorry, you want me to judge fives based off of my experience of 1?
Right, but you can't say that it wasn't if you didn't. At least I played Skyrim, right? You can't say it wasn't without ever going there.
But it's still
That's like saying-
Minecraft.
That country doesn't exist. I've never been there, never tried
Just
to.
because
but it doesn't
but just because they added more tracks doesn't make it less Minecraft. It's still Minecraft the game.
Look, this is going to be. This is just how I like to argue this. It's. I look at Minecraft in all the different versions.
Sure.
As elevators, right? I haven't ridden every elevator.
Right.
Every elevator I get on has a different song, and I might hum it. I might tap my toes.
Yeah.
I might go, "This song's pretty bitchin'," and the second I get off the elevator, I forgot what I just listened
Yeah,
to. It's the same
100%.
thing with Minecraft. Like it doesn't mean in the moment it doesn't
Yeah.
elevate the game into you.
Could you remember any of the names of that song?
Of him?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, hell no.
Okay, cool.
But that's the thing, though.
So-
If
you
memorability matters,
Yeah.
I win. Because
Memorability matters?
No.
meaning
Here's the
me
flaw-
and you can't name any of his songs.
Here's the-
we
No,
I
can't
had to
name
look it
any
up.
of yours.
Here's the
y'all
flaw-
both could name mine.
Yeah.
Which means like, and again, it's
But the
different. 'cause I'm going
flaw
to a
in
different
that
level.
is that requires the ones who are talking about it to have played that game.
well, yeah, any of them.
If
though.
you're
That's all of them.
That's all
yeah,
of them.
exactly.
Stray's soundtrack
because the
sucks.
argument, because I can't
Never played
argue
it.
what people haven't played. I can
Yeah.
argue
Which
of the
I'll
three
be
of
honest,
us have the
that's
better
what I
soundtrack.
feel like the argument is. You can say, I didn't play it. That's one thing to say that. But to say it's got, because you keep saying like the music was just one thing. It was just one thing. Yeah, you played the boring version of that game back in whatever y'all played it in. So it's just hard to argue from that level because
Mother of God.
dude, whenever y'all
You realize
no,
in
because
1 year,
I've never
ladies and
felt
gentlemen,
it.
for the
1
record,
year,
in 1
he's
year,
30.
we all have a
I'll be
3
30,
in front of
yeah.
us.
No, but I've never felt it stronger than y'all saying that it's like this Lego building brick game because I'm like, dude, so you just didn't play the game. That's what we're coming to? Because like you never played all those other parts. It's just so hard to judge.
What's the name of the game?
Minecraft.
And it's still the
What's
same
the
name of the
first
game
three
of
words,
2008.
What's the first three names in your game?
What?
The Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Okay, we can both make arguments that it calls back
That's
to
all
the,
right. That's like
to the larger universe.
That's like saying Super Mario Brothers 64, Super Mario Sunshine, Super
You
Mario
never played any of them,
World.
so you're gonna really have to pick a better.
That's my point, though.
Okay. I've
There's
never played
no.
any of them.
I'm just saying.
Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, there you go.
All right, there we go.
played that one.
But to my point, it's like they're all very different games.
Sure.
You can't say Super
Again,
Mario.
era difference. This is just how games are now. You
No.
release it and then it just gets updated.
No,
Yeah,
it's
it's
not
like-
because there are still
That's how games are now.
there are still individual single player games.
Of course you can name, but the tides are shifting to that as the model. Like since GTA started it, now it's a thing, and that's the vast majority of games.
That is most of big games, but it doesn't have to be.
Sure. So you can't use that as like an argument. Like my argument is that the different iterations, call them DLCs,
But if you're talking
call them whatever you want.
If you're talking
right?
soundtrack, yes, you can make that argument.
Look, I think mine's the only one that the soundtrack
so.
changing actually made people mad. There's forums of people being mad. If y'all's
I'm
changed,
telling you right now,
no one would be mad.
I
at
don't
it.
think so. I don't think so.
There-
I think there's a
it's
big
true.
era difference.
It's
here,
not
guys.
wrong. It's true. It's facts. You can look it up. People
Well,
were pissed.
yours be
Yeah.
mad, but
Like,
you're saying if they change
If
mine,
they
I think
change
that's
yours, no one would
absolutely true.
care.
I don't think that's
The
true.
game's the same. No one would care. Yours too. Like the game
Nobody
is
would
strong
play
enough
it.
that if
Nobody
the,
still
if the
plays
music
the game, so
changed,
nobody would care.
People definitely still play the game. Yeah.
20 years old, nobody cares.
yeah, you old
It has-
bastard.
Like, listen, I'm telling y'all right now. Listen, nobody's playing Skyrim for the soundtrack.
You
as of
only
today.
have under 10-year-olds playing it and people who are making TikTok videos. That is the extent.
of Minecraft. Minecraft
Yeah.
is like one of the most widely sold games like ever. Bro.
Because of everybody under the age of 12. It's the same thing for Fortnite.
When did you play your game?
Minecraft or mine?
No, Tony Hawk.
When I was like 8, 9.
When did you play? Well, Skyrim.
Don't-
Skyrim was older.
Skyrim came out in
Sure.
2013, so
So you were old.
No, actually, because I played the remaster when it came out. Same thing.
No. I said when did you first play?
When I first played it,
it came out in
yeah,
2013. How old was I? in
What,
2013?
Skyrim now? I think that
Right,
was...
but arguing
I mean,
that,
yeah.
okay, a
I
lot
was
of
high
people play
school.
when they're kids.
I was high school.
Most of these games we play when we were kids.
Yeah.
You told me Sonic Adventure.
Yeah.
Don't argue to me about what age you play something.
I don't think the age matters. I just think
No.
it's about like for me because like I get where he's coming from with when y'all
Sure.
argue.
Yeah.
With me, my whole thing is like to be the best, you have to either elevate or be
Okay,
number one.
I
And
will,
neither
I
one of
will
y'all does it.
dismantle your argument right now. Okay? With all peace and love.
Hey, you're not calling me ugly. I don't
Peace and
think.
love, brother.
No,
just
old.
old. Just old.
I've never felt the
I
era
can't-
difference so bad, guys.
There's-
That being said,
Era difference.
Era
dude,
difference.
if
My
y'all are
God.
telling me that this game, or y'all just didn't play it.
Dismantle
that's
his argument. We're getting
Your,
we're
yeah.
getting-
your
come on, let's
argument
hear it.
is my game wouldn't change. If I took the 10 best songs I wanted to, made it an album, stuck it on Minecraft, I could have the best soundtrack ever. That's not
true.
hard.
That's not true.
It's not hard.
No.
That's not true.
Here's
That's 100%
Point in
not true.
case. Like, dude, how did... Okay.
Oh, no, to piggyback off of that, for, let's call it Hanger. What song exemplifies Hanger? It doesn't matter because it's whatever.
same.
It doesn't matter what you think.
It doesn't
It is all
matter.
the same.
Because it's whatever song happens to be on at the time
Yeah.
that you play Hanger, that you
Yeah.
play School, that you play Venice.
Yeah.
It's whatever song.
Well, that doesn't
But
matter.
if
What's that
It's
matter?
replaceable.
Yeah, when I take a shit, I go, why do I
But
wanna
at
read
very
today?
least,
Like,
at
it
very
changes
least,
every day.
with Minecraft, you have. That's the point. Is ambiance. It doesn't matter what it is. Your two are on the same level. Where
I'm going to
each-
disagree again.
No.
Because again, my point is...
No.
No. If I'm mining in a cave and I'm listening to Sweden, okay, that's a song name. If I'm listening to Sweden, or Swedish,
That's
Sweden?
that's a country.
No,
Yeah.
it's a song name.
Silly goose,
I
you
looked it
young
up.
Yeah.
bastard. Read a book.
Sweden.
The school system
All right, I'm
failed
mining.
him.
I'm listening to Sweden. That's one thing. If I go and fight the Ender Dragon in the same way as you, and the music amps up, you're not telling me for a second I can listen to Sweden and la di da di da while I fight the dragon and it's the same thing. Please tell me you're not making
With
that
the
argument.
one exception of the Ender Dragon.
Okay, if
then.
I'm in the Nether
something
fighting
that
the-
was again added to the game
Okay.
to transform it.
Okay.
It was not the original point of the game.
Minecraft, the most
whatsoever.
recent iteration. I'm sorry
The
that
fact that you
played
have to say the
original.
most recent iteration completely nullifies
You're
it.
arguing number 5. That's the most recent
No, but
iteration.
No, because
Well, I don't know that it is.
no,
There was
because
one
all you
after
I
do,
was like, wait,
you're
wait, wait.
arguing
There's
Minecraft.
Oblivion remaster.
I don't know.
But real quick, to go back to yours,
There
because
was-
you said
yeah.
that mine, you could throw any songs together and make it a best, right?
Yeah.
Tony Hawk tried that with remaster and it failed horribly.
Well,
just
it
because
was,
they
it was
tried
still good.
No, it was
Because-
not.
Well,
But you want to
number
know why
one-
they couldn't? Because they lost the licensing for it.
No,
Yes,
that's a licensing issue.
That's a that's
For
not
sure.
the, that's a
But I'm
licensing
saying it
thing.
is possible I
It's
could take
possible.
if I want to make the best soundtrack ever, right? I'm T Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, blah blah blah, whoever is big right now.
But you know why?
I'm putting them on a track.
You know why?
I sold
Because
a trillion.
everyone's copying Tony Hawk. We set a trend.
No.
Tony Hawk set the
Minecraft
trend.
hired their own composer, right? We didn't copy him.
Yeah, and guess what? I couldn't tell you his name or anything about it. So that guy did great.
I bet this dude sold more records than all those people combined.
I don't care. Like, what is that?
Where do we measure
because
success?
your only argument is the fact that it's still technically the same game from 2005 or whenever it came out. You just happen to have longevity. If Tony Hawk kept putting out the same, if it had the same
did
game
for
and
a
put out
while.
deal.
Yeah, we don't talk about it. We don't
You
talk
had
about it.
Thug,
But-
Tony Hawk
we don't talk
Underground.
about
But let's
Underground.
all right. So for
don't talk
that
about
sake, what if all of these were just extra DLC? What if Tony
Sure.
Hawk Pro Skater came out in 2008 when you
100%.
could just add DLC to all of it? Tony Hawk 2, 3, 4, 5, Thug, Underground,
sure.
whatever
Sure,
was
sure.
all DLC. It would be the same argument that you're trying to put to Minecraft. But you can't because it's its own singular thing. At very least,
That is why my argument is this is an errors argument because you can't blame the game
No.
and I can call it the most recent
No,
iteration.
I'm
you
not-
can't discount half of the soundtrack because it came later.
yes, I can because the fact that Minecraft in
not going there.
2008.
I said I'm not going that argument quite because mine.
You're the same version of Windows 95 as Windows 11 is now.
Okay.
You
all
can
Minecraft
see all
is
the
iPhone updates.
Yeah,
you're
that's
at
exactly
iPhone
it.
18.2.
That's exactly
You're
it. You can
iPhone.
see.
Yeah.
That's exactly
I
it.
just wanna make
it's
sure.
still iOS.
This is for the
That's all it
audience.
is.
I'm speaking to you.
Whereas Skyrim is its own individual project.
Sure.
Happens to be in the same universe as another one, but it has no relation to those games.
I thank you for saying that. Elder Scrolls number 5. Okay, you can't argue a progression
Yes.
problem when you are the 5th progression.
They're individual games, though. Minecraft
But you
is
still-
just dot
okay.
whatever. You remember? Do you remember how
think-
the original Minecrafts were updated?
No.
Point whatever.
I wasn't around,
Literally,
bro.
they went with software updates.
Yeah. I'm
And they
sure.
You
still
were around.
Yeah.
You just didn't get it.
Yeah,
I wasn't around
You
in
were
the
around.
game,
You
like
didn't
the
care
game
though.
world.
But
I was.
it's all
Yeah.
software updates, and the only reason why they
Sure.
went to Bedrock version and the one that's still getting updates like software is because the people who said you lost your way, Minecraft, go back.
That's a
to
gameplay issue.
Again,
Gameplay
that's a
issue.
gameplay issue, but the current iteration,
Yeah.
so that is a fork in the road. Bedrock doesn't count anymore, but
Okay.
the one that
I
has,
only want to talk about the recent one.
no, because it's
Easy.
it's the same branch
Not
that
gonna
goes
tell
off.
you about that
It's the same branch that goes all the way back to the original one back in 2005. It's Minecraft version
So-
3.2.8.1.
So because
whatever
it has
is.
longevity, you can't count anything in its history, right?
No, because
like,
you've-
like LeBron had 20 years. He's got more points because he played
You've
longer.
lost relevance. That's the point. You've lost your relevance.
What?
Yeah.
You're telling me that relevance of Minecraft has only declined year to year comparatively to your two?
For iconic,
not making that argument.
For iconic,
I'm just saying. That's
for-
what we're throwing out. I just want to make sure I'm clear
For
on
the
this
argument of a soundtrack and iconicness of a soundtrack, yes. Because when Minecraft
If
came
it's just
out,
iconic, then he beat you.
Yeah, but also,
If it's just iconic, for sure.
but also there's a reason why when
Super
the
Mario
that-
Brothers
yeah.
beat both of them.
Well, there's a reason
if,
why when
if that was the
new-
only
Yeah.
the only thing on record, sure.
Yeah,
but no.
And I bring up the thing because you brought out. Look, I've brought up the awards because you brought out that it won for its soundtrack. That's what you told me. Okay, mine did too. In fact, mine won more. You brought out
Again,
it's-
longevity. That's the only argument.
Okay, but
he
that's
has.
not a
'Cause
bad
mine-
thing.
'cause
You
mine-
can't
Yeah,
blame
it
something
is.
for longevity. That's like saying that the argument in sports is LeBron's points don't count because he played longer.
We've talked about prime. People have hit their prime at 30 and kept playing till 40 and were a shadow of themselves.
You're right. And whose career is better? Those who peaked and fell, or those who kept it for longer?
Well, here's the but here's
But
the problem.
Minecraft
Argument-
didn't
your
keep it for
argument
longer.
would work for game. Like if the argument here was gameplay only
Sure.
or best game.
Yeah.
You would have a lot more arguments with that.
Well,
but there's a reason why when the remaster.
The only reason the longevity comes in is because you can't discount it because it's been around a long time.
True, but there's a reason why if I had this CD, right?
Sure.
Let's say Tony Hawk doesn't exist, this exact soundtrack
Right.
exists, it would fall off instantly. Like because it's it's a time,
Yeah.
it's a part of the
Yeah,
time.
no,
Yeah.
And the music does not hit. You need the game,
yeah.
right, to book in the soundtrack.
Sure.
There's a reason why when the remaster came out, that yes, it was for like 35 and younger,
Sure.
you know, but like it's that thing where like, unless you're in the 90s and 2000s and so, people who are adults now, when there's a reason when the remaster came out, they go,
and it fell flat.
what the hell happened?
Yeah,
Why is
exactly.
this
Yeah.
like what's different
100%.
about that? because they wanted the full
right.
experience,
Yeah.
and that full experience is only finished with this soundtrack.
All right,
I'm going to argue.
There's not a single
I'm
person.
gonna-
If they remaster any version of your Minecraft that you want to talk about, because I've only played one.
So here's
any version of they remaster it and they change the music.
so
no one
then
cares.
so then Skyrim wins.
I disagree.
Because
Because they did it for an April Fool's and people absolutely
Skyrim
did.
wins because it is timeless. Then you can, like you just said, if you release Tony Hawk Pro
Did
Skater
we not
1,
just discredit longevity?
What in the world? No.
Either we can be
There's a
long or we can be
difference.
short.
There is
What
a
are we
difference. No, because there's two different things: longevity and iconicness for this. Yours, you just happen to be the old dog still crawling along. Both its hips are gone, and it should be put down
Holy
next
shit.
week.
Mine came out in the 90s.
What in the world?
Tony Hawk. If you release,
dare you, sir.
if you re-release Tony Hawk 1 again right now, this very instant,
Sure.
people go. If any of the younger kids go, "What the hell is this music?" and they'll go, and that's it, because nobody's
So,
interested in
I just
interested
wanna
in that
clarify your
vibe of
argument.
music
I just
anymore.
wanna clarify before
no,
I
let me
repeat.
finish my
Okay.
argument, because if you put Skyrim out, you re-release Skyrim right now, the music would be just as iconic now as it would be 15 years ago, as it's going to be in another 15 years for that genre.
Well,
of,
if you base it on kids nowadays, like Gen Zers, base it on reviews and Twitches and all this stuff. So they have a million. If they re-release Tony Hawk with the same music and the same thing, so many people will be so happy about it that the younger kids will be like, "This music's bitchin'!" Like they love it because
you're
everyone
saying
else
that
would be
they
validated.
re-release
so you're
the
saying
game?
Primus would be just as popular now with today's kids
but
listening
no,
to...
no,
Institutionalized? That would play
No,
today?
they would not. No, they would. Listen, it's the same. I'm not saying the band would be just as popular. I'm
Right.
saying this soundtrack with the game would be just as popular because
No, because
if you take the world right
that's
now,
a style of music that is now dead and gone to anybody under the age of 20.
I agree, but it only works with this game.
So that's the problem.
Yes.
Then it only works.
Yours only works with that. Like if
No.
I
Yours
put-
only works
yours
with
only
that
works
game.
with Skyrim.
You have
No,
Yes, it
there
does.
are-
you have any amount of adventure games
least
that
I
are
can play
coming
on
out
an elevator.
now. No, Thor for any of the Ragnarok games,
Sure.
for your Valhalla, for whatever.
Yeah. Yes.
All of those have that similar style of music, and they're still coming out nowadays.
Yeah, no.
all of the Skyrims,
You're saying you could put it on a different game of the same genre?
yes.
Okay.
That's so
Sure.
because there are still games being
But I don't know how that supports your point, because you can
Because
put mine
it
on
is-
the game of the same genre.
no
and
because
the
it's
same.
iconic.
That's why they
Because-
did Legend any Nintendo like.
And so that's what I
RPG.
mean.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by timeless. Is that, like I said before,
Yeah.
15 years ago.
You just told me
it
that
was
being around
it was
20 years
amazing.
wasn't good enough.
No, you keep dragging it out over 20 years. You keep throwing new stuff at it, hoping
But
that it
this is
revitalizes
where-
it.
this is where
It's
the
like,
progression-
It's like
you
why
say-
it's why Fortnite can't die or is trying not to die, because they keep trying to throw new stuff out and go, see, it's new. See,
You're right.
it's new.
You're right.
But it's
Oblivion
not.
before
You're just playing The
Skyrim.
Simpsons, except in Minecraft.
Oblivion before Skyrim had one of the best soundtracks ever. Correct? Correct or incorrect?
Yeah.
Could you grant me that for the sake of the argument?
It is an equivalent type of music, yes.
Before Skyrim,
He's saying before, yeah.
Oblivion
I would say-
have been one of the best tops. The best top.
I would say it's one of the best.
Soundtrack.
Yeah,
It is-
because I
it
almost
is-
put it on my
yes.
list.
Okay.
Okay.
And when it got old and played out, and it wasn't as timeless anymore, what did they do? They made number 5
Not
in the
because-
same world.
But not only because of the music, they had a new story to tell.
but that doesn't
it's
have
a
anything
new
to do with the
story.
soundtrack.
Yes, it does. The music has just as much to do with the story as it does with gameplay. That's my point.
The ability
If
for
you
the
put-
game. So we're talking game mechanics.
It makes everything better. It makes every part of the
right,
game
but we
better.
are arguing what is the
does
best
the
game. We're
does the
arguing what's
music
best
does the
soundtrack.
music of Minecraft make it any better?
Yeah, because it would be much
So
more
you're saying-
boring otherwise.
Yeah, it's already a boring game, and you
That-
make it.
okay, you don't like the
slightly-
gameplay. Totally.
I
different.
love it. I've sunk hours of it when I
You
was
probably
younger and
played more
had
than me,
time.
funny enough.
Probably.
Probably,
And
'cause
that's
I
why
don't play games very long.
But then,
I have a short
but then
attention span.
with Tony Hawk, it's the same kind of thing though. Is that at no point does the music make any specific level better for any specific track.
But once again,
But
when I bring up
as-
a point that it does, you tell me it doesn't count. Ender Dragon, Nether, Underwater Temple. 3 different things, very different from Sweden, the music you listen to. Each of them thematically go with their thing and make the experience better. Because when you're in there and you're fighting the dragon and the music is pumping, and it makes the battle more pumping. Yeah, it's house music. Everything's doom, doom, doom. All right. If you're underwater and it's the spooky underwater music, it sounds different than the cave music. You're not telling me that it doesn't change the immersion, right?
But it's
Now I know you didn't play any of that content, and so we're
because
still
they
here
can,
to this.
Yeah,
We didn't-
because you're
well, we
assuming
have
that
no clue.
you're
So
assuming that
let's-
I had the patience to play from 2008 to now.
I'm not assuming anything. I didn't make it
He
the most of
didn't
that
play it.
content. I died well
Yeah,
before that.
again, but
I've
that's-
seen people make it there. I've listened to it. I have been to those places and died in them. I wasn't the guy to put hundreds
But again,
of
that's
hours
the
to do.
iconic part of it. You're assuming that
But
somebody
okay,
had.
what is the definition of iconic then?
I already defined it.
Okay.
You can release a set of
Okay.
songs. Again, this is
On something like a billboard. Okay, got it.
gonna go with the Billboard 100
Because
again.
that is iconic. You're saying you can release it as music. It did. It did what you said.
And then you kept throwing stuff on it. I'm saying the reason why it's not. If you had just told me the original soundtrack of Minecraft,
Those are 3 songs from the original.
the Ender Dragon wasn't an original part of Minecraft. That's my point.
No. Now you're confusing the points. Your point was that it was one-dimensional. My refute was that there's other biomes you didn't get to. Point 1. Point 2 is that the original wasn't good.
They didn't exist.
Because you're old.
No,
Okay.
because
Point
your game
2.
won't give up.
No, that's okay. Elder Scrolls should have given up when 1 wasn't as
No,
good.
because it's
like
you're trying to make the Elder Scrolls series as if it's just a lengthy version of Minecraft.
my
It's
argument is
not.
that is the progression of games. Now we're coming into this era.
All right, let me ask you this. Minecraft.
'Kay.
It has a story now, technically, right?
It has something, yeah.
The
What
end-
you would call a story.
the
Like, it
end-
has a progression.
Its version of
the
a
end
beginning
is
progression.
the end is still the Ender Dragon, correct?
As far as the last time I played.
So
been a year.
So it is the same game since 2000 and whenever it released as to now.
Okay.
You still spawn in a randomly generated
Sure.
thing, and you go until you fight the Ender
Okay.
Dragon, and
Okay.
that is the end of the
Skyrim,
story.
you spawn into the same world. You go on an adventure in
But-
the same story.
But
arc.
it is not. Elder Scrolls is not the same story as Morrowind. Morrowind is not the same story as Oblivion.
Okay, is it in the same world?
But it has nothing to do
No,
with
no,
the
answer-
story.
yes,
no,
it is.
it doesn't.
Okay, so
it
Lord
has
of the
nothing to do
Rings-
with the same story.
And I'm going to butcher this because I can't remember his name. The elf guy, if I told his story and I told
It's his story.
the dwarf dude,
But that's not it.
they're not in the same world. They're not related at all.
But all of it ties into the Lord of the Rings. That's the whole point. It's the one.
The whole point. Okay, so why didn't they release it under a different name? Why is it serialized?
Because of books. Otherwise, he would have done it with.
So you're telling me that it's the same story? If it was part of the same serial of books, that's like saying Harry Potter 1 and 7 aren't in the same.
Because it's
aren't
one.
the same.
Because that's one specific narrative
Sure.
from one to the
But
other.
this isn't a narrative game, so okay.
Yes,
but Minecraft
now
is.
it is. Minecraft now is. You just said it yourself.
Yeah, it has
Minecraft,
a progression, sure, but it's not narrative in the same way that a.
But
Man,
it's
mine's
but it's
just a vibe.
But it's
Dude, you're just vibing.
I'm just vibing.
but it's
we-
narrative. It's narrative in the same point that it's whenever there was a story introduced to the first
Sure,
original
sure, a
Minecraft,
progression, because
it's
it's not-
still the same story that's being played now.
Sure.
Skyrim is not going to be the same story that Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be released. It's going to be a brand new story from start to finish. Is it in the same world? Yes, but
Yeah.
it is its own encompassing story
Right.
that it does not depend on any of the other stories to make sense.
Sure.
So your
And if
argument,
we were arguing stories, that would be fantastic.
and again, that's where the music comes in because it has nothing to do with any of the other soundtracks from the other movies or
Sure.
the other games in the series.
Okay.
Your Minecraft
Yes.
is still the same Minecraft from 2008 until now. And it started off great. And sure, there may be some good soundtracks now.
Sure.
But it's like a stock that kept going down. Have you ever heard of
So-
of the dead cat bounce?
you're-
It's the last final hurrah of a dead cat where it hits the stock bottom, goes up a little bit, and you think it's getting better because it got a little bit better,
So
and then it fell again.
Your argument is that your piece is timeless because
Yes.
my piece that lasted too long is not timeless.
Because there's no set ending to it.
But okay.
Well, okay. So
It's hard to argue a timeless piece against a timeless piece.
No, because it's not. There's not a definite end to it, so you can't actually say that it's one whole piece.
I think the only problem we're going with right now is we're starting to mix
Yeah.
gameplay with soundtrack.
Yeah, I'm
So-
talking just soundtrack.
So
Whether the
just to
game is
give it-
boring, I
because,
agree. It
we
does
can-
get boring.
I think
That's
the
why I
three
never
of
got
us-
there.
The three of
That's why I
us.
kept dying.
The three of us will circle around each other. So why don't we get to closing ceremonies?
Yeah, we'll
now,
get to
and
closing
then
ceremonies.
we can post the votes and stuff. So
Yeah.
So,
Let the audience decide.
So do you want me to go first? Or do you want to go for closing ceremony? Who wants to start us off with closing ceremony?
if you have the thought
Okay,
for it, yeah.
look,
we'll let you.
Y'all's argument with each other, for the most part, 100% agree. where I differ is you started to get into gameplay you started to get into, with him about being like they're the same game. It doesn't matter. It could be literally, I could eat the same toast every day. What am I doing to make it different? It doesn't matter. I could put on peanut butter. I could put on maple syrup one day. I could put strawberry syrup. It's still a waffle. Like, I don't care. With me, there's physical proof that people were in outrage of my game and the soundtrack changing. Mine needed the soundtrack. And again, it's soundtrack versus scores, so it's a little bit harder. But with mine, they did change it with the remaster. People were in uproar, no matter how old or young they were in uproar about it. And it didn't do very well because that's why they had to be like, well, crap, let's do 3 and 4. And they kept the music the same. You realize they ponied up the money for 3 and 4.
That's true.
Because they're like, we cannot make the same mistake.
Yeah.
With y'all's, in my opinion, the games are great. Like, Minecraft is a lot of fun. Skyrim, I love.
For people with patience, Minecraft is great.
But yeah, that's why
Skyrim
that's why my
for people with patience.
7-year-old.
I didn't have patience for either of them.
My daughter playing it, I love that she can focus and she goes to town.
Yeah.
But for me, the games are what make it, not the soundtracks.
Yeah.
If we're arguing best game, I wouldn't choose Tony Hawk.
No, yeah.
But
100%.
if we're choosing strictly soundtracks, mine needs it, y'all's don't.
I give you that.
All right,
I give you it needs it for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so for that argument, it absolutely needs
You've
it.
got the floor
So
for
you
yours
foreclose
now.
All right, so for mine, it just happens to be that I like it the fact that it marries both of the concepts, like we was talking about. You have a great game in and of itself. Yes, if you have a lot of patience, then you need to have just like for Minecraft.
It
you have a lot
calms you
of
down
patience.
when you're a little stuck.
It does calm you down. But it also gets the blood pumping, like we talked about before.
Right.
But it also, if you want to just listen to something individually and have a set list of things to listen to, you have fantastic music to go along with it. And it's also, you don't have to worry about it really ever changing because it's its own piece and it encompasses itself and it lists everything itself that it touches, better. And it can exist, years ago and it will exist now and it will still be just as beautiful in 50 years, and people will say it's iconic.
So Minecraft, already been 20.
Yep. So.
All right, mine. I think it's Minecraft. And again, I didn't have patience for either of these games. That one I did because you only need 2 minutes to run. So I was there for it.
I can put mine on at any moment and be happy with whatever song pops up.
I put in 5 hours at Skyrim probably. I've probably put in 50, I guess. So there's my play. So I never got to all those. My argument, I never got all those soundtracks. But I've listened to it.
Look at this guy. The young generation doesn't have the attention
Me?
span.
Absolutely not, dude. Like a fly.
These young kids, they're raised on these short 6-second
5-hour
TikToks.
energies and yeah. Hey, iPads weren't around yet. Well, iPod Touch.
Oh yeah.
All right. Anyway, any metric you pick, I think Minecraft got it. Okay. If you want to say it can stand alone, it did on the billboards. Okay. My argument isn't that that's important. I'm just saying, if you want to say that it can stand alone as music, it has for 20 years, and it's on the billboards. The other ones can't claim it.
So did Drake, but no one's saying that
now.
Drake is more prolific than, any of them for sure, and definitely that.
Oh, God.
Son of a ghost.
Hey. Either way, and I don't like Drake. Not since Degrassi. Anyway, so any metric. So if we want to talk about standing on its own as music, it did it in the billboards. It accomplished that from original music. Then from there, it is original music. It is not a combo, it's not the best. If I'm a chef, I got to make the cake. I can't go to that guy and buy icing and that guy to buy a cake.
His flour, sugar, butter, and salt all existed before a cake.
His chef keeps making the same cake, though, and keeps
adding layers. It's almost like it gets better. Anyway, Skyrim 5, or Elder Scrolls 5.
I heard the same argument in Shrek with a parfait.
So it can stand alone as a thing, and I argue the immersion is there in all the different areas where the game is, I would argue, way more boring and nobody would play it without the music in all those areas because I think the music is as important. I do not believe it is as emotionally driven to a high adrenaline level in all of it because that's not the point of the music, right? That's not the point of it, so why would it lead you somewhere it's not supposed to? It leads you where the game goes. The game wants you to be relaxed in certain parts. You're awful relaxed. It wants you to be a little more on edge. You're there. You want to be creeped out. You have that. So that's my argument. And then on prolificness, timelessness, I mean, to be quite honest, it's outsold both of those combined. In any capacity, game, soundtrack, all of those things combined is definitely outsold. It's one of the most selling ever. So, and timeless, it's been around forever. That's the argument for me. That being said,
all right, let's
I didn't
see
play
what
none of it.
So, guys, let us know. We will. if you watch this, go ahead and comment on your vote.
Yes.
I will post. So with TikTok, I'm gonna have to do it a little different because
You should
you
just
only
do the
put-
ending arguments.
when you
and
do-
then-
We'll post selective.
Well,
bits
we'll do
of
the
it,
clip.
yeah.
We'll do the clips. You can
Yeah.
post the
Yeah.
clip, the ending arguments for the clips. But I'll still post I'll put some stuff on there. But the poll on TikTok, it sucks. You can only put 2 options. So I'm gonna have to think of a different way. But Instagram and YouTube, you can do multiple.
Okay.
You can do the correct options and then wrong option.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just mine 3 times.
Yeah.
Good.
No,
Go.
no.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, but y'all might have entirely different ideas as well. So
tell us why Halo beat all of us.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
saying they're gonna be like, actually, Scooby Doo.
Sonic Adventures.
Right.
That's awesome.
But yeah, there may be something that we don't even think about.
There's going to be
at that
something.
point.
Oh, there's going to be
100% something that we don't think about. Yeah.
There's going to be definitely one that I didn't
100%.
consider.
And that's why it's tough because we have to argue with the other ones in front of us.
Yes.
Because there's so many.
There's
Like,
so
I could have
many.
picked any of those.
And that's the thing. It's
So-
all games that we've played personally at that
Like 1,000
point.
times.
I've listened to
Yeah.
all the soundtracks. I listened to these 3
Yeah.
soundtracks again more than I've played any of the games.
Yeah. So,
So
all right, let us know
All right.
your
Look
thoughts.
out for those polls, guys.
Yep, like and subscribe. Check out all our socials. Interact with all of the questions that we've got. We'll shout you out.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Yeah.